What up, what up? It's your boy Young Savage. Hip Hop since 1987. What up?
Shout my hip hop since 1987, niggas. Hip hop since 1987.com.
Alright, it's your boy Brandon BWyche from hiphopsince1987.com, and we're here with Young Savage, Philly's own. We're here today because you have a new EP, new project that's out right now on Hip Hop Since 1987, that piff called Camos and Jordans. So can you tell us the concept behind the project and why you chose to do an EP over a full-fledged mixtape?
Well, Camos and Jordans, first of all, the name. I really like to pick names that's really within myself creatively. Like, for example, like me and Charlie did this song called Cheddar and Sour Cream. And the real meaning about cheddar and sour cream is like money and the sour things people do. It's just songs with names.
It ain't about the chips or nothing.
Right,
like
yeah, it ain't about the chips.
Okay.
So Camos and Jordans, I really wanted it to represent something. And, you know, the camels represent the war with each other and the war with society that we go through every day. And the Jordans represent success and inspiration. And we still had that desire to just shine, you know what I'm saying? So I really want to pick something that could really touch the youth and myself, you know. So.
Okay. And why did you choose to do an EP with only eight records versus, like, you know, Savage World where you have like 18, 20 joints?
Well, you know, it's the end of the year, it's 2013. I ain't dropped a mixtape since top of 2012, Savage World 3, so I just wanted to really bring in 2014 right, you know, let them hear the new sound, let them know, you know, how I progress and the different type of things I'm on, so.
Okay. Now, talking about, you know, you dropping a project top of 2012, it's now about to be 2014. What happened in that, you know, nearly 2-year layoff? Like, you know, your fans was like, where's that Savage music at?
Right. Well, yeah, I just was dropping like freestyles, maybe here and there, maybe a song or two. But through that time, I guess I needed time to mature. I met new people, things changed throughout that time, conversation changed, the circle changed, and you know, I just took time to mature and really get my life together and get music together and grow into the artist that I need to be. And it probably was the best thing to happen. Okay, now, on this project, I see you have, you know, Young Chris, you got Gilly, you got Tone Trump, you got a few other artists, and you also got, you know, We the Best producer, you know, Lee on the beats. Yeah. Like, how did that come about? How do you name, you know, such big name producers and features? Well, you know, I met a few people, worked with different people on this project, like my man Show. He hooked up the great production on there, like Lee on the beats, so connecting me with him, we all became good, and, you know, that got done. And as far as the features, I just reached out to some of my favorite artists that I'd never worked with before, so you got like the Gilly, the Young Chris, and Asia Sparks, she's dope. New artists is like Rashawn Jones, Malik Youssef from Quick Music, Ab Lava. That was my first time working with Big Homie. Grande Marshall, never worked with him, and, you know, Tone Trump. So I really wanted to work with new people, that I never worked with before, try to expand out a little more. So. Okay. Now, I see you had my homegirl Jasmine Austin, you know, take the photo shoot for the project. You know, like, how did that come about? You know, like, it was dope. Show reached out to her. My man reached out to her. He seen one of her photos. I guess he seen some of her work, and he was like, "Yo, we gotta get her. You know, she's dope." And I checked it out. I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So it was great working with her, man. And she was real easy to shoot with and everything. Shout out to Jasmine because she took my daughter photos. So I just gotta say that, you know. Yeah. But yeah, you know, talk about the artwork. You know, what about the visuals? You know, what videos can we expect from this project? We're shooting a Camos and Jordans video next week. Okay. I believe we're shooting a Savage's joint also. I want to shoot a weekend joint and I want to shoot a sold out joint and stay. I might do one for every joint, matter of fact. Okay. No, why not? Now, with 2014, you know, right around the corner, you know, what can we expect from Savage in 2014? Well, new music on a bigger scale. Okay. You know, bigger platforms. I plan to just take it to the next level, further than just Philly. Okay. Because, you know, I feel like I did a lot in Philly already. Got a lot of love from the fans in Philly. Got on a lot of shows from Philly, like the TLA and did the Kimmel Center before. So I just really want to take it to the next level and just expand more over the world and over the country and everything. So just better records, you know, more consistency. You know what I mean? So that's about it. Well, now, talking about, you know, moving on to a bigger scale, do you find that, you know, being a teenage rapper,
you know, now, you know, as you're maturing, like, do you find it hard to, you know, maintain those fans you had, like, when you was high school, everybody was following you now, as you transition to being a grown man, like, will those fans carry with you? Like,
yeah, I believe so, because they growing up just like I'm growing up, so.
okay.
Now I'm 20 now, I turned 20 a couple months ago. A lot of my fans is 20 now, too,
Okay,
or like 21, or some of them are probably 19, 18, you know. So I feel like they definitely growing up with me, and I'm keeping them on that same path. Yeah, it's easy.
Do you feel like maybe pressure? Because, you know, a lot of, you know, big name superstars that was once kids and now grown, you know, might not necessarily be making music because, you know, a lot of their teenage fans, you know, don't respect them as a grown-up rapper because they might know him as little such and things like that, you know.
Nah, but I feel like I am who I am. I never was like a little such and just, he's not from Philly, he just came over here. I always been from Southwest Philly. I always been from all the Southwest Philly. I always seen a lot, always been through a lot, so, you know, I am who I am. And whatever I start talking as a grown-up, I'm pretty sure it'll touch the grown-ups. I'm pretty sure it'll touch the people that just turned this age, just like myself, because I go through the same thing every other Southwest kid in Philadelphia will go through anyway.
Okay.
North Philly, West Philly, so.
And like you said, being a grown-up, you know, we got some grown-up questions now, you know, so, you know, I don't know if you watched our Jimmy DaSaint interview, but, you know, being as though he was your old manager, we had some few questions about you. I think it's only right, you know, we interview you and ask you questions, you know, about your relationships, you know. Y'all was working together for a very long period of time. I don't know how many years, but, you know, as far as I've known Jimmy, I've known you. As far as I've known you, I know Jimmy. You know, he was your manager, you was the artist. What happened with that relationship? Because, you know, for the longest time, me being a blogger, you know, it was like, all right, they're going to be together forever. And it was like a great partnership. You know, I seen it work. You know, your career took off. He was the manager. Like, what happened between that? Because, you know, it's kind of shocking. Like, why he's not with Jimmy or why Jimmy doesn't push Savage no more. So what happened with that?
Well, first of all, I was with Jimmy since I was like 15. Before I say anything, Jimmy a smart, hard-working dude. I definitely appreciate everything we've been through or everything you've done for me because I learned a lot during that period of time. But first got with him, I was 15 years old. I was 15, so, you know, I'm 15, we moving forward, we doing this and that, and we moving. But during that time, from 15 to now, to me being 20 years old, you know, time changed. You know, your mind changed, you get older. You know, I'm 15, nobody knows they want at 15. So by that time, I'm just happy to rap. But throughout our process of just working and all that, you know, a lot of disagreements was going on, and my mindset was on one place where his was on another, and I felt like I wasn't just getting to that expansion level that I was getting. Like, I would get to the top things in Philly, and I would just do like this every time I hit the ceiling. You know, it wasn't really going anywhere. So I watched the interview. He said something about me, like, taking meetings or something like that. That's incorrect. I never took no meetings while I was with him anyway. I never went to no label meetings without him.
Okay.
What really happened was,
Shout my hip hop since 1987, niggas. Hip hop since 1987.com.